Cypher has definitely been a very strange pick for a lot of teams, right? Normally, this was a map that was infamously known for you have to play Killjoy. You need to play Killjoy. But then teams like Envy, like you mentioned, and Gen G in particular, come along, la-di-da-di-da. They use Cypher. They make it work. So I'm curious to see how LGI and what they have in their strat book. The Breach pick is a little bit wonky, at least. Breach is efficient on almost every single map, but Icebox with all those nooks and crannies, so many twists and turns, his utility at least becomes a little more minimized in a sense. So I'm curious to see, again, what LGI have. I said that about them there on Vine, but what are they going to do here against a team that has been formidable in the past on Icebox? Well, it's going to start here with Danny Seal getting aggressive super early on.
Yeah, he even missed out on the dash, but it is what it is. Still ended up getting the kill into Ward. Dells traded out by Sabrosa. But that's a lot of early info. Again, they don't exactly have the Sova just to try to launch out an early recon dart. So potentially a little bit more damage could have been done, but at least their goal now, just getting a trade back and getting all the bodies over towards the A site. Now they're here. Now they're ready to fight.
Drone putting a lot of pressure. This is the normal TSM take. Put up a lot of focus on the left side. Let Drone try and run it up here. And Drone, he's found himself a nice spot perched on top of the double box. The fault line does end up connecting. That's where that utility can be so versatile. It has infinite verticality. And now Drone, though, they think that he's off that position, but Drone doesn't move. A stone statue up top. And now with 3 versus 2, as Drone will get cut down. Hydro's been big all series long. And now they've got a chance in a 2v2.
So Sabrosa playing very aggressive off the post, plant and secrets. He would only really realistically have one opportunity for a kill onto Sabrosa, but he goes back in what would be actually a double coverage with Hayes getting a kill back onto site. Very unfortunate to the end of things, how that 2v2 ended up working out, but the fact that they even made it to the 2v2 is already very formidable.
Yeah, close again from LGI. I like the positions. Obviously, they didn't think that Drone would still be up top on the double stack. So just one small thing again. LGI, minor mistakes can be tweaked and fixed up as no full buy coming in, right? Ever since the nerf stingers are maybe a little bit out of everyone's pocket. They don't want to invest that extra 100 credits. So TSM, full buy here, not holding anything back. Spectres and Bulldogs. And here's the default. Turret towards A, but look at the pressure from mid here by LGI. As they get 3 players grouped up in a single smoke, and they now have the information that it is going to be a B play. You check that nobody's there. That smoke is just to keep them on their toes. When you press that issue, now you've got the gamble right for you. 4 players here, 5 actually, if you want to consider Danny Steele, who was in such close proximity. This is a real threat for TSM now.
It surely is. Nobody flanking over towards that A position. That turret is going to get at least that little bit of information. Hayes still watching that mid rotation, but even then LGI, they try to fight on the initial contact, but it's just Sabrosa mowing through. Going to be able to get 3. Just taking it bit by bit. TSM, that was a little bit easier for them, but LGI, they actually had a decent setup early on.
Yeah, nice and super clean from TSM, but LGI, if they can keep up that tempo, I think of contesting mid pretty heavily, it could definitely go in their way, because TSM, they're not necessarily a team that always likes to commit. They'll once, maybe in a blue moon, not necessarily a blue moon, but they'll infrequently, right? They'll keep a player down towards mid. And when you have the dynamic of that Sage wall going up, LGI, you can really focus all your attention to the core portion of middle and get flanks going, try and cause a commotion for TSM. And that's what they're doing here. Early pressure down. Danny Steele's going to try and beat out the wall now. And look at his push already. It's him versus Sabrosa. The flash doesn't connect, and Sabrosa's got the free frag.
Oh, that wall too. I've actually been missed out a little bit. Oh,
I think that's just a fake. So I think the wall is just a sound, so you can just slip on through.
Oh, for sure. You definitely wanted to get up at least at control. I mean, definitely might have worked out. Especially if Sabrosa wasn't ready for it, but, well, it doesn't. It is what it is. LGI now. 1 person remaining. It's going to be Hydra now on a 1v5. Had a rifle up, but it doesn't matter. TSM, this is almost exactly the form that we were expecting out of this round of play.
Yeah, nice early 3-0 start. No troubles just yet. That mid play, it's a good idea, right? The flash, but Sabrosa is very quick to read. If that flash had maybe gone, I think, on the side to the right, it would have been a lot more effective, but Danny Steele has to take the fight down range before he swings that corner, so just not prepared for it. TSM resetting LGI here as they look to pick up a 4th. You don't expect many troubles. However, the Sheriff's long range and the extremities that TSM have been battling and LGI have been looking to contest makes this still a lethal round. However, slow and steady has been the name of the game as TSM assert dominance out towards B main with pressure, slight pressure with a mid smoke. So Bro's just going to check it. Leave Hayes to lurk on A. And there is no one here from LGI. Cam's broken, trips to try and delay, but rotations, they are mid. Oh. They need to go quick now.
Yeah, Hydro only has a Marshall at this point. Does have a couple of tripwires on site. Any sort of cage or wall would actually help out a little bit. Actually, headshot through the wall from Danny Steele as he fades away. Decent from Hydro. If he stays behind that wall, that could have actually been pretty efficient, but good takeaway of the tripwire. Just taking up their time and actually getting the spike plant on Peely because, again, they still don't have the information of who could be on site. Hayes does take down Danny Steele. Still one about to go for the wide swing. It's actually Snake potentially going for a trade back. Good flash. That might actually open up for a frag, and indeed it does, but still Drone and Cutler back with 2. Just a 2-on-4. Full spike plant. Hydro has been in this position essentially all round. Snake 1v4 with a Sheriff. Could potentially get some economic damage, but the round is done and dusted.
More or less TSM just playing super cautious going into sites. Hayes able to catch the late lurk and ensuring that his team can safely get onto the site without having to worry about that flank. So TSM, now they have to go against the rifles once more, but it hasn't been all too successful for LGI. Everyone only netting 1 kill. Only an accumulative 4 deaths for TSM so far. That is not the best of looks if you are LGI, but hopefully they can maybe change things up here. As pressure towards B, flashing a fault line to contest Drone here. He'll be full blinded. He's got to concede early. Double flash. I love that combo, and they've taken control now. TSM almost fully committed now to the B site as 1 mid lurk is all they've got in the form of Subrosa. This A site severely weakened though from LGI as cages will go up to try and delay, but Hayes has slipped through into 1, and it is Hydro in the back maintaining the right side of sight.
Spike planted.
They might fight this one out. A little bit better of a position. LGI grouping up 3 over towards the back flank, but nobody from TSM is actually playing that off the post plant.
Oh my god,
what? Fight this one up. Yep. There you go. Okay, trigger discipline, but then again, LGI, most of their bodies coming out from the very center of sight. Lug Lumpy gonna be able to get one on. Still Hayes right in the middle of the smoke with a paranoia too, but he's nearsighted. Snake could have stuck it, but Secret's still gonna be able to get the frag back. So Broza now, paranoia, but Secret gets it back. Oh, again, Snake could have actually won that round up just a little bit earlier on, but they had no idea where Subrosa would be. LGI, however, with a combination of some cheeky positions and some pretty intense scenarios, they still win out the round.
I'll be honest, this round was extremely confusing. So many positional mishaps, right? Danny Steele getting into the back. The 2 flankers are the first ones on the site, essentially, and the Secrets comes from the back of spawn. I mean, the round works out for LGI. Props to them, but geez, that one was confusing. Now they're close to completion on the Rolling Thunder. 1 ult was all they need, and they might be looking to fight once more down towards B. Now TSM, that pressure, all of a sudden, it's been pulled off. Danny Steele sitting around the corner. He's going to try and bait his teammates. Can he get one here? It's Drone. Trade back. Danny Steele needs to get out of there. There's not much he can do else. There are 2 more players all waiting. Bolt's not going to get any more info. He's playing the knowledge game, and he's got so much of it. Danny Steele with a huge second frag, but Wardell already on the flank with no mid control. It's Hydra that needs to bail his teammate out, but even then, 2 versus 2. Lockdown for the post plan if they want to. And it's LGI here that have the HP advantage, and Hydra with the positional advantage.
Ooh, Hayes, however, fast and furious. Posts up, actually gets a kill back, so 1v2.
And no revive.
Hayes, in the last. Okay, so even on the 1v2, still gonna put up a lockdown. So that's, again, that's just that insurance policy where they're gonna be able to get that plant down easy peasy after the time runs out. Yeah, I think that's just the smart move, right? Just maintain things fairly safe. LGI's economy still isn't the best either, but what? Secrets. The timing on this could be huge, but Wardell has the angle. Good coverage.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a tricky position of your secrets. He tosses a slow orb to at least fake presence that he's coming from spawn in the hopes that he can maybe get there in time and catch them off, but doesn't work out. This positioning from Danny Steele needed to go big, and had Hydro gotten the kill onto Hayes once more, this could have been a different round, but a huge shot from Hayes, swinging out wide. Doesn't get better than that if you are the TSM guys. 5-1, keeping things clean so far. As LGI,
Deep breath.
now they definitely have some worries. Not the best utility, not the best firepower, but they do hold on to a major ult. That Rolling Thunder can be big, and they're going for early pressure. It was Snake, I guess, faking the pressure, if you will. Throws 2 flashpoints out, then immediately concedes, and Hydro could have a headshot here, but he does end up missing. They will drop to the low ground. TSM on their doorstep. You have Sabrosa still watching that flank, and Drone trying to go big off the double blast back. Great movement to get into the back lines. They've got full control, and LGI will be playing the retake now.
Again, wonderful space. That's all you really want out of your duelists. Both players in the back line. Wardell, he's the one to get that first pick. Off the back catwalk rotation. So 4 players hounding around. Not only that, but TSM, they actually do have a rotation. They do actually have a flank going in towards the mid side, but Secret's good kill back onto Wardell. Drone, this is a wonderful position. Could just be a mop up, and indeed he is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Could potentially get it. Pulls out the sidearm. There you go. Drone from TSM. Pulling out a little bit of a farm at the end of things.
And he gets 4 kills to charge back up that ultimate. So he used the showstopper in that round, and then he gets 4 kills back to charge it up. Big play from Drone coming in. A simple round for TSM. Fake pressure from the side of LGI to try and at least push TSM back to the B site where they had full B main control. LGI doesn't work out. TSM don't fall into the bait, but still that Rolling Thunder is what eludes TSM. They haven't been able to bait it out just yet in rounds that really aren't too much of a trouble. So LGI still having that in their back pocket could be huge. Now, a little bit more of a peculiar setup where I think they're trying to ready up that Rolling Thunder towards this B side, given the positioning that Secrets has been taken alongside the Jet and the Breach. Danny Steele sits in the cover, though, and TSM, they have full B control, but that Rolling Thunder, it's already charged up, ready and raring to go, as TSM might need a bailout here. Drone, maybe he can shut it down. Back turn, there's 1, there's 2, no! Only just a single frag, but they know where 2 players are, and they know where the Breach is most importantly, but he gets shut down. Wardell can't win the fight. It's Sabrosa in the back lines, and the Ace site completely open, but there's 1 player watching that one. There's 1 player that can cut things down, and it's Cutler that's got to make a risky move on over.
Oh, there it is. Essentially dry, trying to make his way forward, but again, Sabrosa, in we go. Has a little bit of a lineup, gets himself 2, has a 3rd opportunity up in the kitchen area, but it's Snake back to get the frag. 2v2 and Hazed putting up all the util possible, but look at this setup now. Rolling Thunder. Once LGI clears out the back of sight, this could be fully theirs.
Yeah, right, and a paranoia as well to force them back after the Rolling Thunder. This is a huge setup for LGI, and TSM are banking on that utility. The Nanostorms on the site, they're going to spot the first. The Nanostorm does go off, so that's not going to keep them off it for too long. LGI can tag this whenever they want. You're right, Hunter Seer didn't even realize, where's that Rolling Thunder coming? Not just yet. The tag goes in, and it's down to just 1. This is such unfortunate positioning if you're Snake. He can get out with 1, maybe if he's lucky. But not even that. TSM 7-1, keeping things clean once more. But again, LGI is still making these rounds pretty close.
Yeah, you got to stay preemptive there, especially if you're playing against a KJ on a post plant. I mean, always got to clear out Spike in terms of nano swarms, and just weren't able to do so. Hazed, he plays up time on that. Not only that, but Snake, I don't even know if that was his intention either to even go for the Rolling Thunder. It just sounds like a really good idea, but still LGI not able to really instill the right flow of steps in a sense to really win that one out.
Yeah, I was thinking they were going to use it there. It would have been so beneficial. You can get the Killjoy util off, and then you only have to face the Hunter Seer, which is just a matter of luck. You have much better odds in that instance. Ooh, clean shot from Wardell, though. Puts down Danny Steele on the Blade Storm, and he can get a little bit more here. Let's find a second until Lugalumpy. Now, where's the trade back? No one from LGI swinging, and Wardell quelling this aggression. Has got 3 players to deal with, and Sabrosa, if need be, is there to assist. He's on a flank with the B side open, and they have these players completely trapped now, as Drone is watching this one as well.
Although it could be light work for him, but relatively far away. Yeah, no, just bail out of that. If you don't get that first contact or
wait for
just get that first frag anyways, it's all good. And it's, well, like you mentioned, Subpros is still chilling. Okay, okay, drone. The blast packs he wanted to get on top of two, but it was a little bit flubbed. He still ended up getting the kill back. It is what it is. More importantly, actually, Subrosa ended up going down in that whole exchange. And I don't know how we missed this, Sully, but it was a 7-1 last round. Kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a 8-2 here. Who knows? He's only one off of now the lockdown. And honestly, TSM, they really haven't even need to draw out on a lockdown. The only times they've used it have been in like 2v2s, 1vx's, and stuff like that. So Hayes, you can get it early on here. They're probably going to fight for the orb here. And we'll see what LGI attempt as a resistance. Danny Steele, the lone warrior on the B site with the operator, is going to try and hold it down. Two players congested towards middle. Secrets holding the cross into alt mid. And Subrosa slipping on through. The smoke is about to fade here, but he's going to try and take this fight off a no flash. So dry from TSM Subrosa, and Subrosa doubling down. Now look what that's done. Danny Steele's got to stick around on the B side in case Subrosa still wants to cut off rotations, but Snake is fighting back, and same thing with Hydro. It's a 3 versus 3, and TSM maybe thinking better of the A bomb site now.
Placing swarm grenade. Swarm grenade
And
out.
is that same decent setup, but Hayes already have fun trying to fight, but of course that trip actually opens him up. Snake using that timing, gonna be able to get the frag back. But now, okay, this is where things really start to get weird. Look where Danny is at the moment.
Yeah.
Early over in B main, off this post plan. I think they are just trying to take up more of kitchen control, which again totally evades Danny Steele. But they have to fight Hydro here, and they just missed out on a whole bunch of control. Zero idea.
Look at this post plant. Subrosa, he's got the gateway as well. And the fact that Snake doesn't even catch him off, Subrosa could win this, but the smoke already on, but so much time being bought off. The op watching as well. He's trying to fake them out now. He's going to make the jump. He's got one. He could win this one out. Two players and one is on low HP. One's got the up. Out comes a classic, but Subrosa missing the window of opportunity. It slammed shut in his face, and LGI have opened themselves up to a second round now.
Yeah, such a rough post plan, but that's a perfect angle for that spike in general. So, I mean, decent idea, but TSM, the execution wasn't exactly the best. Again, you got to give it up to that early pick, or at least that initial pick off the 2v3 by Hydra. I mean, that's really what opened up the round in terms of what would have been that retake.
I mean, Subrosa, if he has 10 extra, not even 10, maybe like 5 extra bullets, he could have so easily taken down Danny Steele. And then a single blow off the classic would have shut down Snake. It's unfortunate there, at least for the side of TSM, but they still have a confident lead. We get what we asked for. 8-2 now is Drone. Early blast back up. Great movement to avoid that shot. And Wardell even taking and capitalizing on space towards mid, but he's got one on his back. Lug Lumpy applying a little bit of pressure, but a TP from Subrosa in the back. This is a sandwich here on the B side, and Wardell needs to pick up this frag. He will get it onto Danny Steele, but Snake is right there to trade, but he doesn't catch him. The smoke keeping him alive, and Wardell is still evading him. Subrosa's here as well to cut rotations and even maybe find a flank.
No, he spotted one. I think he also saw him too, and he's got the angle. Atta boy, Lug. Oh, Snake takes one back too. 3v4 for the boys at TSM. Good lineup at least, but Drones, he's not worried at all. But now he is. The Rolling Thunder comes in huge. Lug Lumpy takes him back. Couple of players in the back of sight. You do have a little bit of util. The lockdown going out at a perfect time, but Cutler with the 1-2 combo, and the lockdown is gonna take down Hydro. Now, oh boy, look how much HP Lug has, man. It's just ridiculous. A 4v2 turns into a 2v-none. Cutler pulls off a 4K at the end of things.
I cannot believe Cutler dances around that box perfectly, and you see the commitment as well. That lockdown kept them alive. Hydro tried to press forward. They could have set up with a paranoia, but time not on their side. Huge play off of that lockdown. That's the biggest thing. And Cutler, a phenomenal pivot as well to find secrets. That is not a kill. You should be able to let up there for your secrets. You got to be so frustrated, as that should have been a third round. LGI against all odds now. It's 9-2 to close out this half. They're looking for at least a third, but TSM, the way they've been playing, it might just be a 10th, and they're going for a fast play into the A site. Wardell with the one, Hydro on the trade, but what can he do more with just a Marshall? There's the blast back. Drone clearing out the site, is going to get the kill. Another one drops as Sabrosa finds Lumpy, and it's down to just 2. Secrets has a revive, but that's even if he can get to a body.
Spike planted.
All those corpses just strewn throughout that A main area. Can't exactly make his way through. He has to make his way through brute force, but Sabrosa. And that's just clean. Had 2 targets to focus up on, and Sabrosa takes down both. 10-2 half. TSM on a little bit more comfortable of a map, at least as of recent history. Only pulling out what we expected from them.
Yeah, this is the map that you expect them to not have those close rounds like they did on Bind. They've definitely been stomping over LGI on both sides, playing rotations perfectly, drawing towards mid. Sabrosa's TP as well, committed in the back sites and even into spawn. This is what you wanted from TSM, and while they are delivering on all fronts here on Icebox. Now, LGI, they have at least, I guess, the more custom side of the attacking. It's definitely a little more confusing if you're a defender to play against the attack, so we'll see if they can get something going, but everyone says it starts with a pistol, but this time it truly does. 5-player push is already. Cutler's got info, no one out towards B main, and now it's a matter of time before Drone makes this rotation. Sabrosa primed with a paranoia, but there's one flashpoint back already. There's the swing, but only 1 kill exchange for both sides as Lug Lumpy actually favors the odds back to LGI now.
Okay, decent from Lug. Sabrosa.
Look at that spike. That is in such a
that
tricky
nerf
position to pick
frenzy,
up.
but it's so awkward. It's on top of tube too. Almost nobody can get to it at this point. Hydro does take down Sabrosa again, 2v2. Somehow trying to get to it. They did not need to updraft there, but you know, it is what it is. They wanted to get it as quickly as possible. Danny Steele is out of there, but it's actually maintaining Hydro in that same position. Hydro could come up big, potentially with a little bit of noise. He makes any sort of noise here, that's at least the spike plant down, but he's the one with the full HP. He could be the Guardian for the rest of this round. Any sort of exits would be so optimal, but he's actually running. Doesn't even want to clear sight. Both players are still here. Danny Steele now going for a little bit cheekier of a post-plant position, trying to fight this immediately in mid. Only 20 HP left on the man. And he hears both. Oh, there you go! Line up for Danny Steele!
Easy.
Let's get it, LGI! Third round for them, and Danny Steele. I mean, I said that Hydro could have been a Guardian, but this guy's the one with the ice in his veins.
Outplay after outplay. Danny Steele, that positioning was massive. TSM, no one in their right minds would think that someone in Danny Steele's position wants to be that aggressive. I mean, TSM made the read. They had the idea that Hydro, or at least someone, could have been lurking back on that A site. They read it correctly. Then Danny Steele probably would have been one of the bigger plays of this entire series as they stave off at 11th for TSM and a possible 12th. But now things are changing here. It's TSM. They like to at least half buy into this one, push what they can. Wardell in particular spending 1,900 into this one after buying the Sheriff in the last. It's Hayes who can get forward. He will get the ult orb. And that Bucky from Wardell, it wasn't able to do much in the first map, and it can't do much here as well. As he's shut down. Drone's still in a smoke. They've got all the info in the world, and Drone has found one through a smoke, 3 versus 3, and rotation coming in from Hayes to at least give him the numbers to at least battle against LGI now.
Stealing sight.
Paranoia, malplaced, but it's at least going to clear out a big angle, and not only that, but double coverage of that same spot. Cutler still goes down, but Drone still holding it down. Nano Swarm 2, it evades that default position, and Drone with yet another one. Hydro now 1v2, winnable to say the least with a Spectre. As long as this isn't a crossfire. No, it isn't. Has to hard clear this angle. Indeed, he dies, but Drone again! So clean with the Sheriff shots. Headshots only here, Sully.
That's what you want. Drone comes alive. 4-piece off the Sheriff. I mean, come on, TSM. That's all you need really to get that 11th round. LGI, they'll be kicking themselves. Drone played so cheekily there as well. Sat and smoked, and that recon bolt from Cutler was massive to give them that round. Had the recon bolt not gone off, Drone doesn't find 2 of those kills. And next thing you know, LGI have the advantage once more, but TSM keeping things alive, or at least in the early stages, they've always been in the lead. 11-3 now as LGI. How are they going to try and recover here? If you lose this round, it could be lights out. Danny Steele's looking for this ult orb, but he's already lost so much HP off of a shock dart, and now Sabrosa getting aggressive. Oh!
Ooh.
Shut down by Lug Lumpy. It's giving them the advantage, and now the Blade Storm online. There are 2 players here, Hazed and Drone, to watch the cross.
Oh, Danny Steele. Using up a singular one of those knives just to see if he could try his luck. TSM going all in on the B defense. Again, they have no information over towards the mid side, so they're at least keeping attention at the least. Everyone from LGI slowly but surely making their way up A. TSM barely with enough time to really kind of regain control. Good smoke over towards the left side, but that does give a little bit more space for these players to actually pop out, but they're not going for it. They're going to go for a full retake, Sully.
Oh, Danny Steele revealed that recon vault again. Huge play off of it. Sabrosa, or apologies, Wardell was hoping to get something off of his body, but nothing there for him. Now, TSM, though, despite already Danny Steele going down, they've got really good post-plant positions here, LGI. But as I say that, Hayes comes in swinging. It doesn't matter what post-plant positions you've got. If you don't have the guns, it's not going to work. But Lug Lumpy to the rescue. 2 big kills and nearly another. Finds the 4th onto Cutler, but Drone immediately there for the trade. Keeping it close, LGI, but not enough to keep TSM off of 12.
Oh, man, I just like the fact that TSM just threw bodies over towards that back line. Wardell, confident as always. And, oh, again, Lug. So good at that denial. But, again, this guy is actually starting to heat up a little bit. We saw glimpses of what was his aiming potential throughout map number 1. And now here on Icebox, at least in a game where at least this team isn't doing all too great, he's still been able to have a couple of really good highlight plays. That's good for the Twitter clips.
Definitely. TSM, though, 1 round away to take the series 2-0. After a very shaky start on Bind, it's a really nice recovery. Flashes go the way of both Drone and Danny Steele, as they're both caught blind, and TSM, all that confidence they've got, well, they're going to send it straight down in the pushes.
Right there.
Early pressure towards mid. Unfortunately, Wardell is ultimately going to get punished. Now, it's Hayes to try and pick up where Drone left off. He's going to hold down towards B main. Sabrosa has no info towards A. So, LGI, deprivation of information. Flashes go both ways. Secret's full blinded, but it does at least force out a smoke. That will draw some attention. Boost up over as well. He's trying to get the height advantage here as TSM, they slowly but surely back away. There are only 2 players committed, and this round is pretty scary, but Drone does have a bailout card. He's got the showstopper, but now LGI have a revive.
Ooh. Lug Lumpy, but there goes that revive like you mentioned. But oh, that showstopper, such a perfect spot, and Drone is still fragging. Getting a 3rd onto Secrets, but good spot from Danny Steele. Again, because of that revive.
30 seconds left.
Been in that position for a while, but now a lockdown to shut down the hope of Danny Steele.
Do they have time?
Making his way on, and that's a solo lockdown too. The rest of TSM, because of this space being made, just because of this pressure, they could just maintain their spaces or maintain their spots throughout the rest of the map. Less rotations, and not only that, but chunking off so much time. 10 seconds, 8 seconds. No, they just don't have time. They just don't. They have to get the spike down in this smoke, but it's over, folks. Let's get it. LGI, they put up their best efforts against one of the better teams in NA, but TSM, they're still able to eke away a 2-0 win.
Yeah, that lockdown really did seal the deal.